Hello, everybody. What are we doing this fun evening? They can't hear you. Or they can hear you, but they can't see you. You're good. You threw up my groove. Anyway, hi, guys. Is that, Lion Patriot, is that the amount of time that it'll take for Polly to get in here? Because, yeah, probably. I love that is the way that we've established Polly and I's co-hosting relationship, is that I'm the one on time and he is not. This doesn't just happen while we're live, just so you know, right? It's not that he does this in all facets. So whenever we're having like a viewing for a movie, he's at least, if not more than an hour late. And then even when he gets in there, he's like, can I quick hop over to 7-Eleven? I need to grab something. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So long as I don't have to be awake at the butt crack of dawn the next morning, which is becoming less and less frequent these days, unfortunately, but it is the way that it is. Lion Patriot, looking heckin' cute, Weebo. Thank you. Literally all I did today was shower. But I did something different with my hair today, so there is that. I washed it with micellar water instead of shampoo and conditioner, and it actually turned out really well. As you can see, it's very soft, it's very silky, it's very smooth. Most of the flyaways have been tamed, which is really nice. So I'll probably do that at least once a week. So for those of you who aren't super into like girly self-maintenance protocols, micellar water is typically used to remove makeup, but it's a liquid that molecularly removes or cleanses product buildup without stripping important oils and essential other vitamins from the surface that it cleanses. So that's why I opted to try that instead of an alternative that would be more harsh, because I think it's very important to keep those natural oils and such. And now I'm starting to sound like my dad's girlfriend. But yeah, the natural look, awesome. Thank you. Yes, I did not even fill in my eyebrows, which is like the bare minimal of what it is that I would normally do, because I don't know if you can see that they have spots in them where they're just not 100% there. And that's just the way that my eyebrows are naturally. They just have little nothing areas. But, I can tolerate it. I'm not one of those girls that absolutely will not leave the house without makeup on at some point. You can even see where I had a nice little zit right here on my face. So, there's that. Yes, let me just point out all my flaws to all of my audience and hope for the best. Okay, so who do we have in chat? We have your boy Pat, James Colley, we have K-Skull, we have Keeper Dam. Ken Bader is apologetic because the Chiefs game is on tonight. He'll catch me next time. It's fine. I'm not super heartbroken about it. You do you, boo-boo. This will be up on the channel well past this fine evening. It's not like not catching it live is going to harm our lovely community here. So long as, we all congregate here at some point in the near to soon future. James Colley asks, how long till we have a baby Weebo to talk about? Oh, boyfriend, I didn't hear that. But a great many, many moons, sir. I am not pregnant now, nor do I have plans to be pregnant in the near to soon future. It'll be at the very least, at the very, very least 3 years before we're ready to begin that sect of our life. But anyway. What else? Oh, you'll see here, this bad boy right here, this package, this is the green screen that I have to put up. The new one. The old one obviously was not big enough, and so we had to get a bigger one. And so this one, I'm going to have to do some finessing of the room in order to gauge the best location for it to go while still being useful and able to be screwed into the ceiling and the walls. So that's going to be a lovely adventure. I had planned to get that up at least in November, but it seems like it's not going to be a feature on the channel until, at the very least, I guess January, which is fine. All good things come to those who wait, I think. Brad Young, not many actually plan on getting preggers. Actually, you'd be surprised. People do plan that part of their life just as much as other parts of their lives. I do know several stories of, or at least to my knowledge, many adults in my life have put, or did in fact put their life, including that aspect, on a time frame, a loose time frame, admittedly, but a time frame nonetheless, because you can't exactly strictly plan out when that specific thing happens, or when a lot of things happen. But the time frame that I was always like given as a child was, by my father specifically, was graduate high school, go to college, graduate college, get a job, get a house, get a boyfriend, get married, have kids. In that order, any deviation is unacceptable. And of course, somewhere along the road, he had to be a little flexible with the boyfriend specific demarcation, because as you know, I don't live in a house, and I've had El Boyfriendo since before we graduated high school. But I am intent on maintaining that demarcation for the baby, the small Weebo, in the distant future. I am intent on keeping that demarcation until after we get a house. By the way, today I am drinking eggnog and Captain Morgan. Hi, Polly.
Oh, shit, hold on. Turn my headphones plugged in. There we go. Hello.
Hi, Polly. All right, I was just about to tell the audience what it is I'm drinking. So I'm having eggnog and rum, Captain Morgan, but the eggnog is different from last week. Last week it was that like gallon-looking shit, like Dean's eggnog or whatever. This is Southern Comfort eggnog, which is a bit more classy, and it's not nearly as thick as the previous week's eggnog. Personally, I think I like the previous week's eggnog as opposed to this one.
Wait a minute, the Southern Comfort, that's the stuff that doesn't need to be refrigerated, right?
I don't know.
Did you buy it sitting on a warm shelf?
I Instacart all of my groceries, so they come to me in they come to me magically at the front door.
A stork dropped them off. I don't know.
Basically, yeah, that's what happens. And sometimes they just leave them there and not tell me that it's there. Even though I specify, hey, call me when you get here so I can pick the groceries up from the vestibule of the apartment complex. Please. Thank you. Good night.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So what are you drinking tonight, Polly?
I'm going to be... You know what? I was going to be drinking bourbon straight up, just sipping on it as a gentleman might. But no, I have eggnog in the fridge, the kind you actually have to refrigerate, that contains real dairy.
Yeah.
And those creamy liquors and liqueurs that don't need to be refrigerated, they concern me.
Yeah.
Well,
is it because
if they contain dairy but they don't need to be refrigerated, what the hell's going on there?
There's just enough booze in them to make it so that that's not a requirement. Duh.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happens there. So, Polly, we were talking just before you got here about like life plans and the different, I guess, demarcations of when to start and stop certain aspects of your life.
It's funny you use that word.
Demarcations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, for example, the one that my dad always drilled into my head as a child was graduate high school, graduate college, get a job, get a house, get a boyfriend, get married, have kids. In that order, any deviation is just... And of course, that did not happen. So I must ask you as well. Are there any life plans that you had drilled in your head as a kid or stuck yourself to as an adult?
Not in the way that it sounds like you did.
Like, did you ever limit yourself in what it is that you wanted to do in life until you reached that next benchmark?
Did I ever limit myself until I reached the next? That's a good question. I don't think so.
Okay, then it's just me. That's just something unique to the Jones family.
Well, give me an example of something that you like, or not you specifically, but like, what do you mean particularly? Like, it's an interesting question. I'm kind of caught up in the idea of somebody going, okay, I have this thing that I could go do, but no, I have to achieve A, B, or C, or some combination thereof first. Like, really? Like what?
I don't know. So like
not you particularly, if you don't want to be all doxy about it, but
like, I'm gonna wait until I hit X number of subscribers before I post this video, or I'm gonna I don't know. Oh, we reached 10,000 subscribers, so that's where I'm gonna do a draw my life or something. I don't know, like something like that, but not that, because I know that that's obviously not something you would do.
Because everything you just named sounds incredibly frivolous when you were just talking about benchmarks in life.
Well, just like benchmarks in life. That was one that I came up with that wasn't specific to me, but like for me, if you wanted to use me as an example, as a more serious example, like not having kids until I reach like the age of 26 or 27.
Okay. Okay, that one makes sense. You know, interestingly, my aunt and uncle, they had their children 4 years apart. Want to guess why?
So that one wouldn't be in high school while the other one was?
No.
Oh.
To spread out college payments.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad's putting he was putting two kids through college there for about 2 years.
Yeah, they were like, we don't want. I mean, that's some serious family planning, and I don't mean the Margaret Sanger kind.
That's the opposite of that.
yeah. I mean the actual planning, not the stabby kind.
Yeah,
I got all stuttery there because I don't want to put it in an explicit way.
Not the vacuous kind.
Yeah, that's not what vacuous means. But yes, that. Exactly that.
Are you sure? I feel like vacuous, seriously types.
Man, dictionary.com was made for Weebo Joe.
It was. Having or showing a lack of thought or intelligence, my list. Oh. Well, yeah, actually, that's why you would get an abortion, right?
Like vacuous is like vapid.
Yeah.
You meant vacuous, like, like. Yeah,
but it works still. I mean, like.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. It really works. Yeah. So anyway, you just told Travis Manley that you're drinking eggnog and rum, and you had asked me what was I drinking. I said I wasn't going to be sipping on bourbon, but yeah, I'm going to go grab some eggnog in a second for my bourbon.
Hey, bourbon.
But for the meantime, right now, until I get there, I'm drinking a Monster energy drink.
Lame. You don't mix your uppers with your downers, Polly.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. That's how you end up like straight in the middle.
No, but if you need more downers than uppers or more uppers than downers and you're getting an equal amount of both, then you're neutralizing that effect and you are back where you are at score one. I know chemistry.
Yeah.
I know it very well. Okay, but okay, so here's another demarcation within your lifetime, right?
Again, there's that word. Fuck.
I'm sorry. Is it a bad word to use for this?
No. I just mean that I had it. it's just like, who uses that word in everyday conversation? Well, Weebo does.
It's my word of the day. No, it's not, but it's the one that I'm
the
stuck on.
temerity. See what I
As you
did there?
did there. Mhm.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
No, it's just I had an extended, I don't know, 20-minute, 25-minute argument with somebody over whether or not falsification solves the problem of demarcation. I haven't had that conversation with somebody in a while. It was.
You get into exciting conversations with people. I would know.
What's that?
Sounds like a real exciting conversation, actually.
Well, some people get hot as hell over it because they're like, Popper didn't solve the demarcation problem. Yes, he did. It's people get to downright religious fervor over the issue.
Rough.
Well, they do, because whether or not, think about it this way. Some people, because they're talking about the demarcation problem in terms of science and demarking the difference between science and pseudoscience.
Mm-hmm.
And Popper proposed falsification versus verification as the way to demark the difference between science and pseudoscience. And some people were so happy that it had been done, because once you have something that can be called science proper, they now have basically a gospel, something they can, rest their feet upon in a world where they do not have other beliefs. And something
before you continue on, can you define for the audience what falsification is? Because I don't think everyone knows. And that's not me trying to be super but yeah, I don't think everyone knows what that means.
Super what?
I don't know. Talky downy. That's not the word.
Oh, I wasn't trying to not be talky downy. I was trying not to be boring bory.
Oh. No, I'm not saying that you were. I'm saying that I'm not trying to be implying that our audience doesn't know what falsification means. Doesn't know what that means. Perhaps.
Wow.
Does that make sense? The way
I just got caught up in what Père de Bear said there. Proper certification before installing a glory hole in Canada. It's a fast-growing market, for your information.
Oh.
I
don't know what to do with that.
That's what I mean. It's like you could be talking about whatever, then you read that and your thought process is completely derailed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
Congrats, Père de Bear. You've done the thing.
Let's make fun of astrology. Everybody likes that.
I have, in the back of the recesses of my to-do list for videos, a video on astrology, like a Weebo hot takes, a video on astrology and how stupid it is. Me just making fun of it. And the thing is, I know that a lot of people are super into astrology and they take it super seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the type of person who would, I know my star sign, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. Oh, I'm an Aries. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Well, it's supposed to be able to tell you what your biorhythms, what kind of disposition and personality and behavior type you have, who you're compatible with, who you're incompatible with, both in romantic and professional relations, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably just as valid as all of those other psychological personality tests in that, no, not quite.
Well, astrology is an interesting go-to example because you can, through the scientific method, verify astrology as being accurate, but you cannot falsify it as being accurate. Astrology has very, very strong internal validity, but has absolutely no external validity. So there's between internal and external validity and logical consistency. Astrology is the greatest go-to example, or a really, really good go-to example. And then again, the demarcation line between falsification and verification, because you can verify the shit out of it, but you can't falsify it.
Do you think that the amount of knowledge that people have about star signs just floating around out there in the ether because of the access to the internet and the fact that at every corner turn, you get one of those little pop-up images that say, oh, if you're an Aries, X, Y, and Z thing, or if you're a Libra. I had to like search the recesses of my mind because the only one that I'm certain that is a thing is Aries, because that's what I am. But I think Libra is also one. If you're a Libra, you have this personality trait. Do you think people kind of curb the way that they act to identify more with their star sign?
Do you think people do that? I've never stopped to think about that before.
I think they might.
I'm a Taurus, therefore I need to be whatever a Taurus is. Like I would imagine Taurus is the bull, right? So yes, I'm forceful, so now I will mold myself to be more forceful. That's an interesting idea. That would be odd if somebody did that. I never stopped to think about that before.
It makes kind of sense. In order to, if you give it any credence at all, then are you subconsciously feeling obligated to act in a certain way because, you know, I am X justification. Like, OK Native says, people absolutely do that. Like, if I were to look up what an Aries is, Aries personality, the horoscope, the Aries zodiac symbol, the Aries traits. Here, let me screen share it with you, so that we may educate ourselves together. They're supposed to be courageous, determined. Here, let me zoom in on this. Courageous, determined, confident, enthusiastic, optimistic, honest, and passionate. So those are all like good qualities. And if you feel like those are the ones that are the traits that an Aries is supposed to identify with, do you feel yourself gravitating more towards that in order to live up to that expectation of yourself?
I would imagine people that buy into it would probably do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it with pairing or whatever, when they're out there on maybe dating sites or whatever the fuck, that they might be looking for only Aquemini people or whatever.
You know, I wonder if there's, because OK Native in the chat says rephrase, lots of dumb people do that. I wonder if the zodiac signs, if there's any like overlap in the traits either as well. Hi. So we have the Aries zodiac, and I just pulled up Leo. Creative, passionate, generous, warm-hearted, cheerful, humorous. Hey, look at that. Passionate. Was it, I think confident was also over here. No. But passionate is also in there. Yeah, so there's one overlap. Oh, and that's probably because they belong to the element of fire. Quality cardinal. Polly, what does that mean?
Quality cardinal.
The cardinal quality. The word itself speaks of a quality that rules all others. Maybe this would be...
Oh, they mean cardinal, like as in the cardinal, main, important, whatever the hell, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Primary, paramount.
I don't pretend to know things. I just do. Quality. Cardinal. Color. Red. Day. Tuesday. What? Why is the day Tuesday? What is the justification there? I don't understand. Someone with greater knowledge than me, explain, please, because I am confuzzled. Also, why are my lucky numbers 1, 8, and 17? Like, who determined this? At what point in time did someone come around and go, all right, Aries, yeah, you're looking like a Tuesday. That's your day. Okay, why? And also, there are more star signs than there are days of the week. So, how does that work? Do I have to share Tuesday with Capricorns? Here, let me see. Do I share Tuesday with Capricorns? No, they get Saturday. I don't get it. OK Native says, don't forget the Chinese zodiac to balance the other and blah, blah, fake science. Yeah, see, this is the kind of video that I could totally see myself doing. It's like just a breakdown of what does this all mean? And a Jeff Holiday style like pseudoscience documentary. It's on my video bucket list because I have one of those.
Jeff Holiday videos is on your bucket list?
No. A
Oh,
Jeff Holiday-esque pseudoscience debunking video that had to do with star signs, astrology.
Be brave. Be brave. Debunk him.
All right. I will go up against the half biology major.
Yeah, half. No,
he didn't.
Well, he may have, but not by his own admission, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
He said that I know the last time I was listening to Jeff Holiday, and it was a good while back, good while back, he was saying that he didn't go because a course credit requirement had been added for social justice courses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we all know, we come up with convenient excuses to justify why we did or didn't do something. That might have been his actual reason, and it might not have. That's just his claim. That seems like a pretty dumb thing to have done. I mean, Weebs, think over all of the classes that you had to take.
There was a social justice class that I had to take in order to graduate with my degree.
And it was like that when you started, no?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. You know what the odds are on a university changing their matriculation requirements in such a way that, let's say you were halfway through your program and they changed their matriculation requirements and you could not graduate under the requirements under which you entered the program, for them to force change them when you were halfway through, the odds on that are exceptionally low.
Not odds, but it would be a very ignorant decision on the part of the college to do that, to change the graduation requirements halfway through a person's tenure at university. I mean,
it's a great way to lose your accreditation. Part of your accreditation is
a great way to lose students too.
Yeah, but losing your accreditation is worse. That means you can no longer issue degrees.
Yeah, that too. But
you know what I mean? Like
accreditation isn't really worth anything if you don't have any students to issue degrees to either. So like it's a double-edged sword basically.
Well, Cynic says you got the associate's degree, but not the bachelor's. Okay, well, yeah, you pulled it together for. No, that's. I'd be curious whether he, some people will be working their way towards. There's terminal degree programs that end in the PhD, but if you drop out halfway, you will get your master's degree if you took all those credits, but you just get your master's degree in course. The idea is that it doesn't terminate at the master's level. I wonder if he was in a program like that, where it's just like, oh, you got enough credits for your associate's degree, you can stop at this point and just get an associate's, or whether, I'd be curious to see what happened to him there.
My alma mater did not offer associate's degrees, so even when I had a full 2 years worth of credits, it was like all or nothing, Weebo, all or nothing.
Yeah, there were no associate's degrees at the university I took my bachelor's at. It was, you go straight through. If you're signing up for there were associate's degrees, but you had to sign up for an associate's degree program.
No, we didn't even have those.
No? Okay.
None of that. Mm-mm.
I'm all for associate's degrees and community college. People overrank the need to do certain things. Like there's actually a number of fantastic professors at community colleges. And I know that because it's like, oh, well, I'm teaching on the side. Where at? Oh, such and such community college. Really? That's great. It's like just the faculty people that I've seen go to community college. It's like people make it sound like you're going to glorified babysitting or high school 2.0 because it's community college. I hate that. I equally get annoyed with you have to go to an out-of-state college. It's like as if there isn't a great research university in state where you would pay half the tuition you would if you went out of state. Do you know what I mean? Like there's lots of options. There's a constellation of options. It's not the Ivy League or you're not getting a good education. That's garbage. And I've heard people talk that way. And it's like, come on now.
Well, your education is only as good as the people who are teaching you. And there are a lot of good teachers out there. There are a lot of shitty teachers out there. I had a number at a college that I went to, which is an accredited 4-year private institution, and like it's kind of a big deal. Not gonna lie. In private school circles, I guess, but like, yeah, they don't always hire the best professors. Not even at the Stanford level or the Yale level. I mean, I like to think that they do, but in terms of, there's a difference between being very well versed in your department and being able to impart that knowledge onto other people who have not the same level of intellect as you, or not the same level of knowledge about the subject that you're teaching them. There are great teachers who are not experts in their field, and there are shitty teachers who are experts at their field. Finding someone who is a good combination of both of those things, an expert and a good teacher, then you're all good. And even non-experts necessarily. Like, you don't have to be an expert in order to impart what you know on someone. I mean, I get requests from people often enough to help me with their computer issues and their coding issues, and I'm nowhere near an expert. I'm not certified in any sort of actual IT capability, but I've done enough to know what some of the basic troubleshooting options are, and steer you in a more general direction of, this is how you can help yourself. This, no this. So it really is dependent on your specific circumstance, how you learn.
Yeah, and Okie Native just mentioned trade schools and issuing associate's degree. Another good example. Great example. I think people got a weird idea when it comes to trade schools and stuff. It's like, there's lots of technical trades that, okay, you don't want to be a welder, even though welders make an incredible amount of money. But people always reference like right away the money, and it's there. People are like, I don't know if I'll find it fulfilling. Okay, yeah, there's lots of great trades out there that you might really enjoy. If you want to do the more technical side of it, go for fiber optic technician, like laying fiber optic cable, that just constantly running cable through new buildings. It's field work where you're out there. I have 2 different friends who went on to do that. They make really good money. They're going to be making better money than I will until I move up at a given university job. It's going to take me just several years to be able to pass them in terms of the amount of money they make. But their work is steady. It's interesting, surprisingly technical. Mm-hmm. Like it's not like running power cable. You got to run splitters and routers and blah, 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 blah. It's all completely doable. It's not like you got to be a fucking rocket scientist, and I'm certainly not a rocket scientist to be able to get it, but there's an intellectual challenge there. But my point is, I don't know. When I hear people talking about trade schools, they start talking about grease monkeys and shit. And I'm like, no. There's lots of different options. And by the way, Weebo, if you can see, I just changed my avatar. It now fits your last complaint that the scarf shading was off. I corrected that.
Oh, we're so proud of you, Polly.
Yeah, well, it's just you critic.
How long did that take?
Well, the scarf thing took like, I don't know, a minute or so, but then I started looking at all the other little errors. I fixed his hat up a little bit. I corrected some different shade. There's lots of things going on that. That is a complicated little image. You'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
There's some 25 layers that make up that Christmas otter.
See, this is why Polly will make it big someday. It's because he pays attention to the little details that matter.
Okay, Native Polly's changing, pulling an e-girl move, changing around his avatars. Oh man, if I was making e-girl money, because I'm trying to connect it to our last subject. Okay, Native, I'm not making that kind of money on the internet. Believe me. Wow. Oof. Those shit. What's the word? Slipped my mind. The girls who use the anime, or possibly girls who use the anime girl avatar.
VR thoughts.
Is that what they call them? R thoughts?
No, VR thoughts, I think.
Oh, VR thoughts. Yeah.
Virtual reality. I don't think that's the actual technical name for it.
Yeah, the amount of fucking money those streamers, let's call it that, make. You know it's making money when all of a sudden Pokimane has one. A VR inhabitable avatar for
VTuber.
VTuber. Thank you, Vol Potato.
Yeah.
Hey, Vol Potato, how's it going? Look, all the people are here.
Waifus.
We got Keeper Dam's here, and I saw
Yeah.
Pat here earlier. What's up, Pat? And Snow
saw Pat
Pilot's
too.
here. And,
Golf City.
wow, shit. Yeah, everyone's here. Devil Fruit Zero and shit. Cool.
If you were making Negro money, you would be drinking Lagavulin 16.
Lagavulin.
I don't know what that means.
There is a little island off of Scotland called Islay. It's spelled Islay, but pronounced Isla. They're known for particularly peaty scotches, and peaty meaning it's smoky because the barley has been smoked to stop the malting process, and it imparts a very strong campfire-esque like flavor. So, from mild to overpowering. And Lagavulin is one of the most beloved, especially Lagavulin 16, which has, it's peaty, but it's not overpowering. It's got this great dark leathery flavor. It's just it's really something.
Oof.
Yeah.
I like campfires as much as the next gal. I like the smell of campfires actually the most.
Oh, hell yeah. So do I. Hey, Jonathan Peterson, how's it going? Everything's free with communism except for choices.
Well, yes, that is true.
Yeah, and consumer goods. I remember that one guy who was on, I'm trying to remember who it was. He was on a stream with Sargon of Akkad a good while back. And he grew up in a former communist state where they still ran things under, communist bureaucracy. And he's talking about consumer goods, and he goes, "You guys don't know what it's like." He goes, "You even if you make money, you have nowhere to spend it. Because you go to the grocery store," he goes, "it was just the store. That's what we called it. There's not a separate store for toiletries and then food and then specialty cheese shops. There's no such thing. There's the store that sells everything." So we had one kind of shampoo. It was called shampoo.
Oh God, I couldn't live with that.
It
I have
came in a white bottle
shampoo
and had the
for
black
my
letters
hair.
across it. Shampoo.
Oh, I hate
That's
that.
what-
I hate that, especially since not every you cannot use I would not use the same shampoo on my hair as I would on El Boyfriendo's hair, as I would on like my brother's hair, because we all have different hair types, hair oil levels, hair scalp dryness levels, like hair fineness versus thickness versus amount of hair. You can't just one and done it for all. It's not how that works. Like, yes, there's clean, but also you have to think about other factors, like how much hydration you need. Do you have curly hair versus not curly hair? Is it super brittle? Is there breakage? Is there color in your hair, etc., etc.? That would just kill me. Thank you, Oki Native, for the donation. Lagavulin 16 is the equivalent of an orgasm. Yes.
Oh, it's wonderful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can understand real quick when you're drinking anything that's peated or the actual Isla ones, because being aged on Isla, they've got like that oceanic salt spray, slightly medicinal flavor to them as well. It's just, there's something. Drink them like Bowmore, pronounced Bowmore. Yeah, this great stuff. But if you on like a cold, rainy winter's night, nothing's gonna warm you up like a Lagavulin 16, for example. Great thing for Christmas Eve, that kind of deal.
Polly, are you sponsored by Lagavulin?
No, if I had to, let me think. If I wanted a distillery to sponsor me, who would it be? Well, obviously, it'd be Maker's Mark, but they're owned by Jim Beam International, so it would really be Jim Beam sponsoring me.
Rough.
Yeah.
I'd get Oliver's Winery to sponsor me because I'm a big fan of their wine.
What, Oliver's Winery? Not $2 Chuck?
No.
No.
No, we all have our like favorite places of origin for alcohol, and mine happens to be a little vineyard in Indiana.
Fair enough. No, I'd go Lafroig if I had to pick a Scotch distillery to sponsor me. Is this another smoky, peaty Isla Scotch?
Mm-hmm.
Lafroig over Lagavulin. Changed my mind.
All right. Chat, you heard the man. Blind Press says, damn you, Polly, my mouth is watering now. How dare you, Polly. The nerve.
Oh, Blind Press had a video earlier that I meant to watch, and I never got around to it. It had a really interesting title that it was like, oh my God, she's getting irate. Hold on here. Let me scroll back through my notifications. If you're not subbed to Blind Press, you absolutely should be, because she does good stuff. Ranting from behind glass eyes. Diversity hire is a joke. And I'm like, well, that's what's going on. Is that like a ableist thing, or are you just generally going at diversity, or ranting from behind glass eyes? That's a good video series title on its own. Anyway, I wanted to watch that and I never got around to it, and you just reminded me.
Thank you, Shady Grand, for the donation. Wine Snob Weaves. Yes, I am, in fact. And if you would like to contribute to my alcohol intake on a weekly basis for this show specifically, you can do so by donating to the Super Chats, or you can go down to the Streamlabs link in the description. Mine is down there. Polly's is also down there if you would like to help donate to the Potato Fund. Definitely check that out, ladies and gentlemen, if you feel so inclined.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Oki Native actually brings up Yamazaki. There's a number of Japanese, quote-unquote, scotches out there. And, they're not technically Scotch, because to be Scotch, according to the 1982 Scotch Whiskey Act of the UK, it has to be produced, distilled, and aged and bottled in Scotland to be called single malt Scotch whiskey. But the Japanese do it in that style, and a lot of the time it's not nearly as expensive, and they have like damn near mastered the art of Scotch production. Fuck, it's good. So many of the Japanese whiskeys are on par with Scotch, if not better in some cases. Worth checking out, because they don't have that, what do you want to call it? The extra tax, the extra premium associated with the name brand. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because it's Scotch, there's a premium you're going to have to pay for it. But often not true with the Japanese imports.
Thank you to Lion Patriot, who donated to say, what is y'all's favorite kind of sweet pie? Polly, would you like to go first?
Sweet pie?
Does he mean like just pies in general? Or what's a sweet pie if it's not what I think it is? Like, mine is apple pie. Does that count?
Because I had this beef with Far the other day, because I referred to a pizza as a pie, and she says, "What is that?" She got all angry. I was like, "No, that's a thing." People are saying, "No, it's not." And Ozzy, I have this idea that they when apparently, and I'm going off of distant information here, so please, no Aussies get mad at me. When they say pie, they think meat pie immediately. And I'm like, well, when I say pie, we mean fruit pies, although meat pies are absolutely a thing as well. We just tend to specify meat pie.
There's pot pie as well.
Yeah, right. And they're like, the other way around, apparently, is the way that it goes down there. It's like, you can specify fruit pie, because when they say pie, they mean meat pie. And they most certainly don't mean pizza pie. So when somebody says sweet pie, I'm like, does that mean like fruit dessert pie? Because I don't want to trip off and piss off a colony of criminals.
Yeah, let's do it. What's your favorite pizza pie then, Polydub?
My favorite pizza pie? I don't have a particular favorite one. I mean, there's a great local joint in my area. It's not a chain supply. You know what I can tell you? I can't tell you my favorite one, but I can tell you what one of the most overrated ones in the world is, and that's fucking Pizza Hut. Fuck you, Pizza Hut. Your fucking pie sucks.
Don't like Pizza Hut. I would rather eat KFC than Pizza Hut.
Yeah, and I don't even like KFC. That's just how bad Pizza Hut is. I mean, you know how you know bad pizza? When you can't eat it cold out of the fridge, the leftover pizza the next day, and have it be good. Cold pizza in a lot of situations is better than it hot. It's just that good. Pizza's awesome.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah, but
Actually,
Pizza
you know
Hut
what?
pizza out the fridge is gross.
I don't like straight up cold, like fresh out of the fridge pizza. I like to let it sit for a few minutes so that it's not super cold, but it's not like hot. It's just room temperature pizza, which makes me weird. I recognize that. I think Polly died. He muted himself. Big oof. But yeah, I like sausage pizza pie, and I like apple fruit pie. 10 out of 10.
There we go. No, I didn't mute myself. I accidentally just my USB ports are janky these days, so I just slightly bumped the cord when I was reaching for something, and that was enough to mute me.
Rough.
Yep.
Okay, so fruit pies then.
My favorite pie is lemon meringue.
Nice. That's nice. What's your second favorite?
I'm gonna have to go with cherry.
I've never had a cherry pie before in my life.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like apple pie, I'm a big fan of, but because I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, apple cherry. You know, what my dad's a big fan of mincemeat pie.
Mincemeat pie.
Yeah, it's a pie that has the word meat in it, but contains no animal products. Huh.
Interesting.
Yes.
Evolved Potato says the best pie is steak. Sir, that's not how you play this game.
You know what I haven't had in a while is one of the, you mentioned pot pies, like chicken pot pie with the creamy sauce and stuff. You know
I make a mean pot pie.
Yeah.
I can make a deconstructed pot pie, or I can make you like a normal actual pot pie, but all my pot pies are delicious.
I haven't had one of those in so long, and it makes me
Mm-hmm. The secret is in what you saute the vegetables in before you add them into the sauce. Now, I prefer butter because duh. But our boyfriendo has told me that olive oil is better.
Well, that's an interesting take. Oh, shit. Sorry, put my mic stand here. Bringing over my computer. Thank you, Shady Grin, for the $3. Just because I wanted to. No, because you're awesome. That's why. Lion Patriot, thank you for the $5. I just got a new mattress. I bet Polly knows the origins of, quote, sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite.
Does he? Do you?
I know of a colonial era tale about that. I've never looked into it to see if it's, actually true or whatever. But like, okay, so people, beds back in the day, especially the colonial era, were not like, they didn't have modern spring mattresses and so forth. They had ropes that would hang from like between two slats of wood. And so it was kind of like a hammock of sorts. And they would get looser over time. So you would want to tighten them up. That sort of thing. And bed bugs were very, very common. The idea of sleep tight is, if your ropes are tight, you're sleeping on a more comfortable bed, and don't let the bed bugs bite because, my God, those little fuckers are everywhere.
Huh. Okay, so that makes sense.
That's what I had heard anyway. And interestingly, of all places that I heard that was at George Washington's Mount Vernon. It was like the second time that I went. And if you haven't seen it, you should go check out George Washington's historic Mount Vernon. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit.
There are so many places that I need to visit still. Okie Native, thank you for the donation. General Tso's chicken, SNS, sweet and sour pork, or broccoli beef. I'm going to have to go with sweet and sour pork. Polly, you?
Between sweet and sour pork or broccoli beef? Ooh.
Or General Tso's chicken.
Oh, General Tso's chicken.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna have to go with the sow.
Fair enough.
Evolved Potato again for the $5. Thank you very much. I don't know how people can just drink alcohol. It doesn't taste good to me. That's why I can only drink things in shots or vodka and lemon. Just can't stand those flavors. Also, I'm supposed to get my Christmas Otter shirt today. Oh, nice. You ordered that. Yay.
Aw.
Far's got some Christmas merch, limited time Christmas merch up, and one of them is a Christmas otter with a bag full of liquor bottles.
Nice.
Looks like a Santa Claus sneaking in the booze, which is a good thing.
Oh, there's a good photo for Lion Patriot to use. I just yawned. You know what I'm obsessed with right now, Polly? Here, let me pull it up. Like, taste-wise, I don't know why, but I have had like 8 of these in the last, I don't know, 3 months. Cannot get enough of them. The Chicago Style Hot Dogs. Okay.
No, with the mega load of shredded cheddar?
Oh.
Or is that...
No, that's not...
Inquisitor was trying to fill me in on this, and I lost sight of the details.
Ooh. Nope. Not that one. Okay. There we go. So, like a Chicago style hot dog. There we go. So, it'll have tomatoes. It'll have, obviously, the dog in there. It'll have mustard, onions, relish, a pickle, and sport peppers. That's I think, what it is I'm obsessed with right now. Sport pepper. Because, for whatever reason, just, you're so good. You ever have a Chicago style?
No, and I'm not insulting anyone's taste, but I'm never eating that.
Really?
Yeah, look at that. That's disgusting.
What don't you like about that?
What did you list that was on there? I mean, where should I start? You know what goes on a hot dog? Fucking mustard, yo.
Yeah, there's mustard on there.
And then you stop.
And there's onions on there.
No, onions are
pickles.
Onions are the devil's weed. Pickles are great. Just eat them separately on your plate. Don't put them on top of things, for God's sake. They don't
Is it
belong.
like a texture thing?
I am a texture guy, yes.
Okay.
Biting into a hot dog. Think about this. My hot dog crunches. I mean, there's something wrong there.
I like that about it, though. I mean, certainly I like the taste, too. But I like that crunch aspect of a thing. That is the texture that I'm looking for in a hot dog.
Right.
Whereas you are averse to it. I need the pickle, the sport pepper, the onion for that crunch aspect. Of course, I also like the taste mixture of what's going in, like, to that whole combination of flavors. It's delicious. And now I'm hungry. And you know what? I actually, you're gonna hate me for this because you're already judging about the Chicago style.
I was not. Wait a minute. I explicitly said not against anyone's taste. This is just me, but go on.
Oh no, you made it pretty obvious. But I have been known to put French fries that come with my meal onto the hot dog too. At least like 1 or 2.
Okay, hold on. You know what I haven't had in a while, and it just reminded me of this, and I've never had the Cincinnati Style Hot Dog.
The Cincinnati Style Hot Dog. I've never had that.
Yeah, here, look at this. Where is the... There it is, screen share.
Yeah.
Share screen.
That's just a chili cheese dog, isn't it?
Are you kidding me? But look at the wealth of cheese they put on it. This is incredible. Look at this one. Fuck yeah. They've covered it up so much you can't even tell there's chili under there. This is a wonderful idea. I love this.
But Polly, if your complaint was, hang on, there's a texture issue here, then isn't there a texture issue here too?
I'm sorry. Does your cheddar cheese crunch? Mine doesn't.
No, but
well,
the chili aspect is going to be a little bit unsettling in addition to that. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I haven't found it so.
Okay, then. Mm-hmm. So how do you know you wouldn't like the Chicago style if you've never tried it, though?
Okay. I don't like my marinara sauces. I don't like the rustic northern Italian style with the chunky chunks of tomatoes in the sauce. I'm not a fan of that. Mm-hmm. I like it pureed smooth. That's just the way to go. You know, classic peasant Southern Italian American style. That's the way to go, baby.
So basically, instead of like making a sauce from scratch with like chunks of tomatoes and then just letting them dissolve as they simmer over the next couple of hours, you just want the liquefied tomato sauce, pre-liquefied tomato sauce already in there. Just heat it up a little bit.
What's a funny way to look at it? All those sauces that are from like the Napolitan region, they're made from scratch. It's just they've bothered to run it through a colander and a bunch of other methods to make sure that their sauce is smooth, because chunks of tomatoes, how those filthy northerners do it. As I understand the cooking thing, I'm no expert. Evolved Potato asks, have you ever grilled your homemade hot dogs to melt the cheese? Yes, I have. Definitely.
Have you ever gotten one of those hot dogs with the cheese inside them already?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great thing, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I am a fan of cheese just as much as the next person, but I don't. For my hot dogs, I need that crunch, and that's, I think, where we differ, and that's fine. That's acceptable. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's like I don't like cut up tomatoes in my salad either, and onions are just like I said, they're the devil's weed.
They are so good, though.
Nope. Onions are terrible. Onions on burgers, hot dogs, and raw onions and salad. It's just yuck.
All onions, because there are different types of onions. Like, we have red onions, we have white onions, we have yellow onions, we have green onions. Like, is it all onions that you despise, or is there a specific one that you don't like? Okay, yes. And is it in
like
all
not are they gross to bite into? I get horrible heartburn from them. I don't know why that is, but well, there's got to be something in this world, some kind of food that just really doesn't do it for you. That's just gross to bite into, and you don't like, and it turns you off. Something.
So it's funny you say that, because I used to hate like tomatoes, and I used to hate mushrooms. There was just something about the texture of cooked mushrooms that I just could not get behind.
Okay.
And then regarding tomatoes, I think I've mentioned this before, but biting into a tomato in any like shape or form that isn't cooked.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's chopped up but hasn't been cooked yet, kind of grossed me out for a while there.
So chopped onions in a salad.
But now I don't have that feeling anymore. I kind of sucked it up a few years ago, and I'm like, you know what? As long as I can't actually distinguish which one is the tomato in my mouth as I'm chewing, then I'm good. Or, I just suddenly started liking mushrooms and the texture, and it wasn't a big deal. And I think definitely what helped with that was combining my mushrooms with my steak, because you'd get the steak dinner, and the steak dinner often comes with sauteed mushrooms and onions and potatoes or whatever. And so I have to go through an arduous process of picking the mushrooms out of my sauteed onions so that I could eat the onions. And then I was just sick of it one day, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to eat this. And so I outgrew that displeasure. And that's why I think it's important to try new things. Even if you think that you don't like them, someday you might. Or somehow you might. It doesn't always have to be like a change in the taste buds or a sudden realization that the texture is not a big deal. It could just be the way that you're eating the thing.
I went into there were things like that I didn't like as a kid, and then I got into this mindset one summer, a few summers back, that I'm going to try all the green vegetables, like generally, not all of them, because there's a fuck ton. I'm going to try a whole bunch and try and see what I like and don't like. And it turns out I like asparagus in a big way when I didn't as a kid. And what else? Oh, Brussels sprouts when grilled, like on a grill. So they got like blackened grill marks on them. Like, out of a can, they're gross because they're all soft and weird, but fresh Brussels sprouts grilled are really fucking good with just a little salt, pepper, and butter. Incredible. Same with, grilled asparagus or just steamed. Incredible. So, I mean, there's some things that I got into as an adult that I couldn't stand as a kid.
Yeah. The other, like I said, the way that you eat the thing might affect your taste in it too. Like, I know you said onions cause you heartburn. Is that in all ways that they're cooked, or just raw onions?
It's much, much worse when they're raw.
Okay. Gotcha. Hang on. Pear to Bear says mushrooms are sexually suggestive. You're welcome. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Now I'll never know. No, I already knew that. Oh, have you ever had what?
Brad Young said, try the Brussels sprouts fried in bacon grease. So good.
I was just about to say that.
Really?
I was.
That
the way that
sounds-
my dad makes Brussels sprouts is with bacon mixed into the actual like sauteing of the sprouts. Like he uses butter and the bacon grease as well, like a little bit of butter to
That
kind of
does sound amazing.
And then
Oh wow.
bacon chopped up, of course, just freshly cooked all together, tossed in a nice pan. Oh, so 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's very good. With a little bit of salt and pepper. Brad Young says he sounds like a wise man. Yes, my father is a very wise man. You ain't wrong.
I've never even thought of doing that, cooking something just in like bacon grease, like vegetables. I mean, just in bacon grease like that. That sounds like an incredible fucking idea.
Yeah, you want to cook them in bacon grease because then you get the flavor of bacon without any of the flavor of the vegetables. Hi, babe. How are you? He's dancing for me in the side.
No. Okay, so I want to bring up something that's topical because of the season. He just whipped it out, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't. He's doing the helicopter. She's laughing her ass off.
He just slapped his own ass. I love that, man. All right, sorry. So we were saying something topical
about the season.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Australians are unaware of poinsettias for Christmas.
You know, I never understood the hype of the poinsettia. We have the Christmas tree already. Why do we need a secondary Christmas plant?
Because it's green and red and pretty.
Yeah,
Yay.
But so is my Christmas tree.
It blooms your Christmas tree's not red unless you made it red or sprayed it with blood.
No, I mean like the ornaments that I put on it could be red.
Yeah, but the poinsettia is naturally so.
Mm.
Show me. I hate Christmas.
I literally sent you a picture, super excited today, of my decorated lit tree, Polydub.
Oh yeah, that's right. Are you going to share that with everyone because it looks fantastic?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
We just need a tree topper. That's the one thing we were missing. But yeah, yesterday I went to go make Christmas cookies with old family friend, and she had an extra Christmas tree, like a small one that she wasn't using, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had a Christmas tree. I didn't realize this at the time when I was complaining, because initially I was supposed to get one for my mother, and then I went over to her house for Thanksgiving, and she told me, yeah, you can have this Christmas tree from me when I'm done using it this holiday season. So that did not help me. But I was just complaining about that. And then the old family friend goes, oh, here's one. You can have one. Here, take it home with you. It's got lights on it. Easy put up. So now we have a Christmas tree, and I'm so happy about that. And we decorated it today, and it looks so gorgeous. Here, I'll put it up on the screen for everyone to see.
See, look at Okie Native says, because it symbolizes the blood of Christ and the shape is in the Star of Bethlehem. How could it get more seasonal? It's a delightful plant, and I think you need to get on board with this tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think? Here it is. It's so beautiful. And all the little pretty colored lights.
Very, very well done tree.
Thank you. And that is my living room. Part of it, at least. I really need to do a house tour, but I haven't completely gotten settled, and the house is a mess right now. We had to spackle over a giant hole in the ceiling of one of the apartment bathrooms, and it just kept crumbling last night. So I was up until, but our boyfriend was up until 5 trying to cover it up because we were supposed to show the apartment today. No one showed. Lion Patriot, why not hunt for your own tree, Weebo? Because our boyfriend has nixed that idea. So the poinsettia.
Have you ever heard of Brett say poinsettia?
No.
They add like 2 syllables to it. It's pretty great. Poinsettias. I can't. It's really worth hearing. It's like the way they say jaguar. They add like extra syllables. Jaguar.
Why?
I don't know. Speaking of people that add syllables, hey Far.
Hi. Thank you to Evolved Potato for the donation. Steak pie is a real type of pie. It has small chunks of beef with gravy. Oh shit, seriously?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know what a steak pie was when you mentioned it? Oh, you go. Yeah.
No, I just thought it was a joke.
No, not at all. Just and it was well described. Like strips of steak and steak gravy all inside of a pot pie. It's amazing.
I want one now. The next 6 minutes, thank you for the donation. Also, hey there, Weebs. It's day 2 and still haven't died from imbibing the Mystery Machine Mustang booze. I think I'm going to be fine. Everyone's concern is still well appreciated. What else should be well appreciated are Weebo's videos and merch store. Sub! I love that he shills me every single time he donates to me.
I know.
And so I'm going to return the favor and say, hey guys, go check out the next 6 minutes 5th anniversary stream. I happened to make an appearance there for the first half an hour, and many lols were shared, much booze was consumed, and it was a good time. And then if you feel so inclined after you watch that and have that experience of the next 6 minutes, definitely sub to the channel.
Yeah.
Help my man out.
I only caught it after the fact. It was a great stream. Chaos Eve was there. Your boy Pat was there. Yeah. Weebo, of course, as you just heard, was there.
All your favorite D-tier list YouTubers.
Yeah. No, it was a great stream.
Were you there?
No. I wasn't home.
Right,
all of them. I watched it after the fact.
Check your Streamlabs because I think maybe 60 has sent you something as well.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Gilcado says a chili bush is also red and green, and you can eat it. A chili bush. Hold on.
Chili bush.
You mean like a chili pepper plant?
I think so. Maybe. Yes. Far says poinsettias are deep fakes. Or deep fake.
She's been saying that since yesterday. Deep fakes that don't have Hollywood celebrities doing things that they didn't actually do in the real world are just no. Right. Yeah, I think wow, look at these things. Yeah, okay. I'll have a chili plant and say that it's Christmassy. Why not?
Merry Christmas. I need to get. It doesn't quite feel like Christmas yet, even though I've decorated the house and I'm listening to Christmas music. It doesn't quite feel like Christmas yet.
You know
maybe
why?
It's because I haven't unpacked my hat.
Well, your hat, or we haven't done enough Christmas movies yet, but we're gonna solve that because we already did Barbie and Nutcracker.
Yes, we did, and I'm totally gonna review that.
And we got Barbie and A Christmas Carol coming up.
Yep.
We've also got, and few people realize this, the 4th Twilight movie is a Christmas movie. So we got that coming up this weekend.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Just because there's snow on the ground doesn't make it Christmas.
No, they have a Christmas tree and they're giving presents and stuff. And
or
maybe
it's been a while since I watched it, so.
Or maybe the 5th one. I can't remember. Because the 4th and 5th one are part 1 and 2 of Breaking Wind. So
Breaking Wind.
Breaking Dawn. Whatever. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we're doing a Twilight weekend this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
We're recording it too.
Yeah, well, that's the fun of it. Brad Young says, Twilight, I'm trying to eat, goddammit. No, we're gonna record our if you watch Riff Tracks or Mystery Science Theater, that kind of thing, and then we're gonna make the audio available. So if you have copies of the movie, or can just go on to, I don't know what streaming service they're on. Some, I would imagine. Yeah, you can just watch it and listen to Far, Weebo, and myself endlessly mock the shit that's going on screen because, hilarious.
You know what we could also do is, like, for at least the first movie, we could edit it down with the first movie so that all of the best riffs are in a nice little bite-sized chunk of content, including like underneath all of that, the first movie and its shenanigans. Just mess with the sound and stuff.
If we were smart about it, what we would do is have a pad and paper or a sticky note section open on our computer to be able to just hit up timestamps so we know where to go instead of having to listen to the whole thing over again for the hilarity. It's just like, oh, that was a funny exchange. Let me just write down that time code, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's how the people who know what they're doing, that's how they do that.
Yeah, but we're not smart, so.
Well, you know, people who do like movie reviews on YouTube, like they got it down to a science, man, when they watch a movie. Like the Red Letter Media guys do that. If you've ever watched Best of the Worst or anything like that, you'll see Jay Bowman. He's got a clipboard with a piece of paper on it, and you can see him writing down, or on a little 3x5 note card, writing down moments where things happen. So when he's later on editing it, it's like, yeah, I know where I can go right to this point and save myself a lot of time.
I'd rather do it live, though. Oh, you mean like going back to that section and edit that down to what you wanted to, even with the track there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like go back to that section and then riff off of that section.
No, just like for what you've said or what you did, like particularly with Red Letter Media, it's like moments where particularly stupid things happened in the Best of the Worst films. You know what I mean? Like I say, he's just trying to save himself time because, they're going to watch 3 movies. So they got like 6 fucking hours of footage to go through to produce an hour-long thing, including their commentary after the fact. So that's a lot of fucking editing. It makes it a lot easier for them. Thank you for the next from 2 to the next 6 minutes for the donation. Bro Hugs Polly, I have seen many an otter pick on the Twitters. I think the ethers have been speaking their way of the otter to affirm that otters are indeed badass. Polly in particular. Sub to this dude and get comic book curation and noir bar awesomeness. Indeed. Thanks, Six. Appreciate it. Yeah, that really was a great stream you did the other day. You guys should go check it out. The 5th anniversary stream, was it?
Yes.
That reminds me, I think it was Okie Native or somebody else asked earlier on, how many more months is it going to be before we get another comic book curation? The answer to that is forthwith. We were ready to go on Wednesday until I went to Google Hangout, which is usually where we meet to grab the voices from, grab our audio from, as well as where I'm screen sharing from for all of the articles we're looking at and comic book pages we're reviewing at the end. And I found out that Google Hangouts browser-based is no longer a thing. They've canceled it. That's it. You got to use Google Meet from now on, and we weren't set up for that, nor were we set up for StreamYard. So we ended up just doing a talk and shoot the breeze and ship posting chill stream over on Quiz's channel that night. But that problem has been gotten around since. So next Wednesday or before then, we're almost ready to go for the next comic book curate. No, we are ready to go for the next comic book curation. Like I said, we were going to go Wednesday, but then all of a sudden, Google stopped us.
Mm-hmm. The Lion Patriot asks, shall you become the pumpkin after cocktail hour, Weebo? Yeah, probably. I have work tomorrow, and it's a big, big day for me. For reasons that will become apparent next week, because I can't say anything right now, but I will say something next week. Probably knows what it is, but yeah, big day tomorrow. It's gonna be a little bit interesting. Never done this before, but we'll see. Also, I'm still tired from shenanigans last night. In addition to the ceiling issue, Polly and I watched Twisted, the musical.
Yes,
and he had a great time.
I did. It was a good time. Like most things that Weebo recommends, it was better than I was expecting.
Aww.
Except for cats.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't recommend Cats to you. I said, let's watch this bullshit together and suffer together. That was how that went down. And we did. We suffered. Hey, friends that suffer together stay together, right?
Is that what's going on? You were trying to create a camaraderie. I mean, that was that a Patreon stream over on your Discord, or was that just
that was just a movie night thing.
Okay.
We hung out in the chat of the Discord as we do most Wednesdays, and we just watched a movie. And
yeah, Lion Patriot was there for Cats. It was rough.
Yes, he was.
It was just. Whew.
It was so bad. I think also the next 6 minutes was there too.
God, so bad. Anyone who was there remembers that still to the day, that crying, snotty faced rendition of Memories. I will never get over that.
It was so bad.
Gilcotto brings up surviving edged weapons. And there's a knife wielding Santa, I think. Red Letter Media did on Best of the Worst, did a police instructional video review called Surviving Edged Weapons. And it made it seem like every person that a police officer encounters has some form of edged weaponry in plain sight, ready to be pulled out or hidden like up a sleeve, or razor blades in their hat or whatever, ready to kill the police officer. And the reenactments, oh my God, Weebo, they're the best. There's a point where two officers make like a call on a home, and a woman's inside there doing she's up at her satanic worshiping altar, and she turns around with her ceremonial knife to attack them. Like, it just goes on and on and on. My favorite one, though, is the police officer who walks up to the door, and the doors that'll have like little windows embedded in them or whatever.
Oh,
He's like, "Police, open up!" And all of a sudden, boom! This hand breaks through the glass window with a knife and starts stabbing at him. There's just this arm sticking through like a 1x1 little window trying to get at him. Fucking awesome.
So is it something that I should watch then?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. The dude with the gas cap knife. Yeah. Like, he goes for his gas cap. He's got a knife. The hooker who pulls out the lipstick, and she's got a knife. The guy who's got razor blades all on the back of his baseball cap ready to cut. There's knives everywhere. Be afraid. Everyone's trying to kill you.
I could get into that because, me and sharp and pointing objects, we have a special bond. I am a knife enthusiast.
Lay enthusiast.
Lion Patriot. Let's watch the next movie night. Yes. Okay. I don't. I guess we could. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna say we're gonna do that. We're going to do that.
I missed what happened.
We're gonna watch Surviving Edged Weapons.
Well, you know what? They're both up on YouTube, and here's the advice. Having seen both of them, I can give you the advice. There's just the reenactment one, and edited for just the reenactments, and then the full thing. The full thing's a little harsh because it is supposed to be a law enforcement instructional video, so all sorts of hospital and morgue photos.
Okay.
So, wide open, gaping knife wounds in flesh and so forth.
Yay.
It's pretty harsh.
Ooh, let's do it. All right, so I just made the announcement in the Discord. Guys, if you would like to join us this fine Wednesday in the middle of the week, you may. We are going to be watching Surviving Edged Weapons. I think we're just going to do the reenactment, though. Maybe. I don't know. Depends. How long are they, would you say?
The full one's probably like 2 hours.
The first one or the second one?
The full thing. The reenactments is obviously going to be much shorter because they cut out the instructional aspects, the defensive aspects, and the morgue photos and stuff. It's like, because also the one officer pulled over a lady in 1986, and the guy stuck an ice pick in her neck, like, that kind of thing.
Oh, it's about an hour and 24 minutes and 21 seconds. Okay.
Last year we watched, just talking about Christmas stuff, because let's get back on subject here.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
A Tudor Monastery Farm Christmas from the BBC. I haven't watched that one. I'm just looking at my folder of Christmas stuff.
What?
God damn, it's long.
Oh, we're reading out loud. I see.
Yeah. Well, there's like this whole BBC Victorian Baker's Christmas special, BBC Victorian Farm Christmas parts 1, 2, and 3, BBC Wartime Farm Christmas, and BBC Tudor Monastery Farm Christmas. My folder of Christmas stuff it's pretty widespread, not gonna lie.
Widespread, kind of a big deal. Yeah.
You know what's also in here? I just saw it. Star Wars Holiday Special.
I don't think when they said holiday, they meant Christmas, though.
It was on at Christmas. It's called a holiday thing. Life Day is, well, a great holiday in its own right. It's clearly a stand-in for Christmas.
Maybe.
We watched Jingle All the Way last year. That was a surprisingly good movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Which movie?
Jingle All the Way.
I've never seen that.
It's good. Oh, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Classic. I do have a lot of the actual classics in here, too.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
You know what Christmas movie I hate that everyone loves, but I just can't stand it? And it I know that part of the reason is because of the name actor.
Careful. I don't know what you're going to say. I'm just saying. Just careful now.
Elf.
Oh, no, I agree. That sucks. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's, okay.
I don't like what's his face.
Yep. Neither
What's
do
his
I.
face? I can't remember.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah. I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't know what it is. I think his face is just, it looks punchable to me. I don't find him funny, really. I think he everything that I've ever seen him in makes me feel awkward.
You know what's funny? It's interesting, right? Some people just being on screen, like they got a charm and a presence about them that they're just funny on their own. Eddie Murphy, I think, is like that. And Eddie Murphy of yesteryear, then he started picking a whole bunch of bad movies. But there's no doubt that guy's got a certain comedic charm to him, right? Will Ferrell, some people just find him absolutely hilarious just talking and standing there in his reactions. I'm not one of those people. I don't get the Will Ferrell thing. It's just not my cup of tea, man.
And like, if you want to like Elf and Will Ferrell, that is your prerogative. I just don't. Sorry. It's like Polly with onions.
Somebody of all potatoes says there's a new Star Wars holiday special. I heard about this, and considering I'm a comic book nerd and kind of a Star Wars nerd, I mean, I'm no Zelthor in terms of my Star Wars nerdery, but I heard about this, but I should go looking into that. Like, what's the deal there?
Oh no, I'm gonna save that. We already talked about it, you and me, Polly and Far, when we were watching Rapunzel, but I just had a thought, and I'm like, no, you know what? We're gonna talk about that in the review when I review Rapunzel.
No, we didn't watch Rapunzel. We watched Nutcracker.
Oh, sorry, Nutcracker. We're gonna talk about that when I review Nutcracker. As you can tell, I am very tired.
Nutcracker was okay. I had never having seen any Nutcrackers
or Barbie movies.
I didn't realize the whole story that was behind the Nutcracker and everything. I'm like, oh, there's like a whole mouse war, spoilers and stuff like that. The Mouse King and Eric and Prince Eric rather, and now he'd been turned into a Nutcracker. I didn't know that was the whole story. And you know what's funny is that people, and I said this while we were watching the movie, it's like there's going to be a point in the future, I know, where someone's going to say, you know, you've seen Nutcracker, right? Or, you know the story of Nutcracker. I'm going to have to go, well, I saw the Barbie version.
And then you're going to have to explain how this came to be.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 Christmas movie. A classic. I've never seen the Christmas Carol one, though, and that's the one we're going to watch. What day are we watching that again? Was that next Sunday? Before cocktail hour?
What?
Christmas Carol. Barbie in A Christmas Carol.
Hold on. We didn't decide.
Oh, we didn't? I thought...
No, because the following Monday is recording, remember? Yeah. Like the 14th is recording.
Mm-hmm. That's the MCU recording, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I didn't want to spoil it. I didn't want to spoil it. Yeah, it's actually going to happen. Weebo's going to objectify the men of, well, not just the MCU, of all of comic moviedom. And excuse me, Jesus, sorry, I'm a little congested. Yeah, no, starting this weekend, coming right up is Twilight. All 5 films, 3 days in a row. God help us. Yep. And then, no, the Sunday we're doing nothing, but the Monday we're doing the recording, and then
So
the recording.
should we take Sunday as a break and then do something on like that Thursday the 17th for the Barbie in the Christmas Carol?
Sure.
Okay. Far, do you concur since you're in the chat? I feel so bad not including her.
Can we? You know what I want to do? What I think should be a thing?
Yeah.
December 24th is Christmas Eve. December 25th is Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
The day after Christmas, 26th, is
the day after Christmas.
The day after Christmas. And that's annoying to me. Look, other places in the world. Okay, listen, we have two options that are readily available to us. St. Stephen's Day, which it is, or Boxing Day. I say we go with one of them so we don't have to say the day after Christmas. There's a name for it. We can just pick one. Let's just roll them.
That's what Boxing Day is?
Yeah, Boxing Day is December 26th. Yeah.
Why, though?
Why the name or why?
Yeah, why is it called Boxing Day?
I don't know. I read the Wikipedia page article on it, and I was like, some people think it has to do with the boxing up of Christmas days. Other things, it dates from the Old English term referring to the blah, blah, blah. I do like the idea of it, though. The reversal of class roles traditionally.
Yeah.
Alex was telling us about it. Like that, yeah, they take it in Britain. It's absolutely a thing where the domestics reverse roles with the housekeepers. Even the royal family on Boxing Day will do some token effort of like sweeping up the kitchen or something. Like just, you know.
I could not handle that. Like having someone else clean up after me in all aspects. Like I can't fathom the idea of not bussing my plate, of not putting my own clothes in the laundry, doing my own laundry, making my own food, cleaning my own glasses.
Yeah.
Cleaning my own hair out of the shower drain. Like little things that we do as normie people that don't get done.
Yeah, I don't like
the people who are used
domestics.
to having literally everything done for themselves. Like I could never be treated like a princess. I know.
No, I hear you there, but I do like the reversal thing. Like in the military, Alex was saying that yeah, the officers on the ship served us enlisted sailors dinner on that day. That they were the ones behind the steaming trays and stuff like that, serving us, where every other day obviously was us serving the officers. And I was like, that's cool. You guys actually follow that tradition. He's like, oh, absolutely. Everyone expected it was going to happen, and it did, and it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing until you said something, and I'm like, interesting.
The you know, like, and as soon as I mentioned it, both Gilcado and Farr being of a Commonwealth nation, they were like, Boxing Day, call it Boxing Day. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Even if we don't want to go, even if we don't want to go Commonwealth with it, go British with, Boxing Day, we fought a revolution over this. Fine, St. Stephen's Day. It's in a Christmas song. We all know it anyway. Good King Wenceslas. On the feast of Stephen, the snow was deep and crisp and even, you know.
No, I don't.
You don't know Good King Wenceslas?
No, I don't.
You've never.
Sorry.
What kind of bereft of joy childhood did you have where?
Sorry. Yeah, no, wait, no. I'm not apologizing for being ignorant, all right? All right, I have... why should I apologize for not having known of a thing and not going out of my way to know about a thing that I don't even know about? So that makes no sense.
I'm not asking you to apologize for it. I'm asking you to explain your joyless Christmas childhood upbringing.
My Christmases were far from joyless, I'll have you know. I had 2 Christmases to look forward to every single year.
What is this Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song you're talking about? There's only 8 reindeer. I've never heard of. What else don't you know about?
Well, I know that there is a Rudolph song. I've seen the Rudolph, the creepy stop-motion animation Rudolph movie. Does that count?
Yes.
And I don't care what anyone says. The stop motion animation Rudolph movie is terrifying.
Why?
It's unsettling. It doesn't. It freaks me out a little bit.
Oh, just the look of it, you mean?
Just the general look, like more than anything that Tim Burton has ever created in his life. The Rudolph. I think it's because it's trying so desperately to be joyful and Christmassy and on the mark with holiday marketing, right? But it gets it so terribly wrong because the look is just so unsettling. Like, let me pull this up. Rudolph movie.
I don't. You know what? I think you're off on the marketing thing. I know what you mean. Like they're going for a particular look, but Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, for Christ's sake, is from 1964. No, I mean, I think you're no.
Like, look at that. Look at that. The
I
faces are all
guess.
bulbous, and the heads are all bulbous. The faces are all scrunched. Look at this.
You know what I found disturbing
Santa
about it
is not a fat old man. He is balding and like as skinny as a tweaker.
Skinny as a tweaker.
And look at that Yeti.
It's the Yeti's the like that was a monster that as a kid scared the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm. No.
Here's a here, I just did a screenshot of the studio that produced that is called Rankin and Bass, that I didn't know for years and years. I didn't know that was a thing. I just did a screenshot of the Rankin and Bass stop motion animation holiday specials that they've done. I had no idea there were this many of them until I looked it up and then went and grabbed copies of all of them.
Look at this guy with his tongue out.
Cornelius, what? He's got his tongue out because he's able to take his pick and throw it in the snow and then lick his pick and know if it don't make it gross.
You said it, I didn't.
And know if there's gold there.
I bet he knows if there's gold there on his licked pick.
As soon as it was coming out, I'm like, Weebo's going to make this sexual.
What is this? What are we looking at here?
This is a list of the Rankin and Bass films that I have copies of. Oh, there's Nestor, the Long-Eared Christmas Donkey, Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Toys, the sequel, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, a Little Drummer Boy, The Stingiest Man in Town, The Year Without Santa Claus, and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. All of these are stop motion animation specials that they have.
Nice.
Yeah, so I went out of my way to get them from perfectly legitimate sources.
Look at this. This doesn't freak you out a little bit?
What the fuck? Yeah, oh, it did. I said the abominable snowman is frightening, man. No question.
There's something, it's unsettling to me. This was also kind of freaky. Island of Misfit Toys. Like, okay, think of this, right? The concept of anthropomorphic, I think I used that word correctly, anthropomorphic toys who are aware that you rejected them. Does that not make you feel guilty a little bit? Like, all right, let me just reconsider all of my life choices in getting rid of toys or in throwing them away or in donating them. Like,
that's particularly what's sad about them, that, you know, and that's one of the great oversights of the script of the original 64 Rudolph, is it Santa promised to go, like, we will come back and we will save you. You won't be stuck here on the island of misfit toys anymore. And then he doesn't do it.
Yeah, but
but that's why the sequel and the Island of Misfit Toys, because then they actually go and fulfill the promise, because it's like, Jesus Christ, we did leave all those poor misfit toys there. It's like the Velveteen Rabbit. Oh my God, that story broke my heart as a child. I thought it was the saddest thing ever.
I don't know the story of the Velveteen Rabbit, actually.
I mean, they threw him in a fire, for God's sake. You think an Island of Exile's bad? Yes, it's. I mean, yes, he becomes a real bunny at the end, but I mean, come on, chat, back me up. Velveteen Rabbit is just, I mean, holy shit.
No, you know what really wrecked me as a kid? The Giving Tree. That story.
The Giving Tree.
My
Good
fear.
example. It's terrible. I've got nothing left to give you, but you can sit on me.
Oof. And now I kind of want to review Rudolph 64. Rip to shreds. Judge it harshly.
Wait a minute. Parrot Bear's got a point. George Lucas stole the vision behind that snowman. Why, the snowman in 64 Rudolph does look like a Wampa monster, doesn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Oh my God. I've never stopped to think about that.
Well, Polly, consider this. All art is borrowed from other art, right?
Yes.
There you go. Is it that surprising then?
If you've never seen the deleted scenes from Empire, it's worth watching. There's a point where like they've captured a number of like this is true. You don't have to believe me. You can look this up. But Empire Strikes Back is people talk about, oh, it's the perfect movie. Oh, it's the best of all the Star Wars films. All the hipsters insist on it. There was a bunch of like sadly comedic moments that were in that film originally that they decided to cut out in the editing process to make it a little bit more serious of a film because people thought, oh, it's the darkest of them. Not if you had those fucking comedic moments put back in. So watch the deleted scenes. There's this moment where the Empire is invading their base on Hoth, right? They're coming in to destroy them all. And they're all running to get to the Millennium Falcon, like to get out in just the nick of time and stuff. And when the stormtroopers are coming in, C-3PO runs up and there's a sign on a door that says danger, Wampa's within, that kind of thing, that this is the room they keep all their captured snow monsters in. And he pulls the warning sign off the door and then like just yeets it and then takes off. And so the stormtroopers run up not knowing that there's dangerous snow monsters on the other side of the door and just open it up, and all of a sudden the Wampas come out and get them. It's like, really? You just yoink.
All right, for those of you who are not 100% on what a Wampa is, this is a Wampa.
See? It looks like the Abominable Snowman from 64 Rudolph.
Look at that face. Don't you just love that face?
Cuddly, huh?
Mm-hmm. We love to see it. That one. Let me see if I can find a better one. Yeah. Mama loves it. Rough. And this is the guy putting on the Wampa suit. That's the close-up of the Wampa's face. Like, they really went to town making this look ugly as fuck. Like, truly, that is a face only a mother could love.
Excuse me.
All right, Polly, you want to let this go until 1:45?
Sure.
So 8. It would be 8:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Cool. So, what movie kind of like put you on edge as a kid, Polly, that you can remember?
Like, you mean horror movies?
Anything. Like, it doesn't have to be a horror movie. It's actually better if it's not a horror movie because then there's more to talk about. Like, a horror movie is supposed to put you on edge, but something that's not a horror movie that isn't supposed to put you on edge but did is more interesting.
I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind.
Chat, what about you? Also, this is an opportune moment to ask questions if you have questions. And yes, Perry the Bear, I have itchy pits. That's why I was itching my pit.
Have you been scratching your pits this whole time? My God. You're on camera, woman.
I don't care. Listen, if Brittany Venti can fart live on camera, then I most certainly can itch my pits when they become a little bit irritated.
Is that her thing?
It is, yes. It is eczema season, my dudes, and I suffer. and I don't
Gakato
have my
asked
medicine on
if
me.
I've
So
ever seen Backstroke of the West. No. Do you know that?
no.
Huh. Just gonna go ahead and look that up here real quick.
GK Travel says Brave Little Toaster is a classic pick for that, in that it was one of those like off-putting movies. Yeah, it's like the Toy Story before Toy Story was a thing. I feel like, didn't it come out before Toy Story? Because instead of a whole bunch of aware toys, we get a bunch of aware. Yes, that film is from 1987. Hot diggity. And yeah, instead of a whole bunch of live toys, we get a whole bunch of live.
Oh man, I want to see Backstroke of the West now. Now that I know what it is, it's
Yeah.
It's a bootlegged version of Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. The bootleg contains hilarious English subtitles translated poorly from Chinese.
Backstroke of the West. That's it's yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing. I need that in my life. I'm gonna go grab that.
All right. I want to watch that now too. Shady Grin says Chucky horrified me as a kid, and I only saw less than 5 minutes of the parts of the movie that didn't have him murdering people. Yet I hate living dolls. I had a number of lifelike looking dolls as a kid, and so they never freaked me out to the point where I couldn't be in the same room with them. I had this porcelain lifelike doll with like little orb eyes that had been separately placed directly into the porcelain doll, actual hair. It was dressed up in this like frilly dress thingy. It was half the size of me. And it stayed in my room for several years before I got rid of it, because I'm like, why do I have this thing? This means nothing to me. I don't play with it. It's just sitting there for decoration. And so I got rid of it, not because I was freaked out by it, but because I just didn't have a reason why I kept it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You ever have a thing that someone gives to you and years go by of you just leaving it on display, and it collects dust, and you're just like, what is the point of this?
No, I'm not that pack rat kind of guy. I'm quick to toss shit.
Yeah, you have no qualms about tossing things from people that they've given it to you. Like, I don't even know where the origin of this doll was, is the thing.
Yeah, but you're a girl, and I've seen your doll collection in the back in your earlier domicile. So
you mean my stuffed animals? Those actually mean something to me.
Oh,
it's different. But no, like when people give you stuff, you just don't have a problem tossing it out.
If you're talking about like birthday cards and shit, yeah, I keep it for like a week and then gone.
What is the appropriate amount of time that you're supposed to keep cards? Chat?
1 week.
1 week? That's what you say. I say like dependent on the card, where it's from, and who it's from. Like I keep all of my dad's cards because he always picks like the single greatest cards ever for the occasion. But everyone else's are just kind of generic and basic. There's not really much there. If they have maybe a heartfelt message, then I'll keep them. But I don't know why I keep them is the other thing too, because I never go back and I never look at them. Maybe I keep them for the eventual day when I do go back and I need to look at them because I feel like I need to, but yeah. Bar says forever, and Evolved Potato says 2 minutes. Is that the difference between guys and girls?
Yes.
Okay.
I think guys are quicker to toss that kind of shit. Yes.
They're not as sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. All right, so we have 30 seconds left until we're at 1:45, and before we get into any other conversational shenanigans, we should probably sign off. Show your stuff, Polly.
Links are in the description. Go over there. Cool stuff happens there. Comic book curation, noir bar, and all sorts of Christmassy things are coming up because fun times. Yay!
All right, guys, I'm working on a video. I promise you. I don't know when it's going to come out. I've given up trying to keep and maintain an actual video schedule at this point. They'll just get there when they get there. I have 8 million things to worry about, though. I just promise you that they will. The streams will continue. Once I have the green screen up, I'm going to try to do some more game streams. Some, like, my first ever game streams, actually, because I've never done them before. Just to see how that works, to test out the actual workability of the green screen where it is. And with the green screen comes other sorts of content, so I'm excited for that. In the meantime, we'll be back here next week, same time, same place, same otter, same face. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, for donating to us, for liking, for sharing, for commenting, for subscribing if you didn't already, and for hanging out with us.
Yeah, man.
You guys make the show happen.
Woohoo!
Much obliged. All right. Toodaloose. Till next time. Peace.
Have a good night, everyone.